I came across a video that Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene posted that was so strange and insane that I had to play it for you all and discuss, because there's a really important conversation we have to have about the implications of this type of behavior of Republicans in this current political moment. So we'll have that conversation afterwards, and then I have a second and third post that I want to play for you. So she captioned this: President Trump is the greatest president and fighter we've ever had. The elites in Washington aren't coming after President Trump. He's just in the way. They're coming after all of us. This will truly be the most important election of our lifetimes. We need to work harder than ever to deliver a history victory, she says, I guess meaning historic victory for MAGA. Now, last thing I'll say before playing this, that talking point is one of the most aggravating ones of, they're not coming after Trump, they're coming after you, he's just in the way. How? Can somebody clarify how? As long as Trump supporters didn't steal classified documents, didn't try to overthrow an American election through allegedly illegal schemes, didn't falsify business records to cover up campaign finance law violations, then no one's coming after you for the reason they're coming after Trump, okay? So you can just take a deep breath on that one. But here it is, similar theme as some of the ones we've seen Trump post on his True Social accounts, very culty and portraying Trump in a very Messiah-like light.
I'm gonna look you in the eyes and I'm gonna tell you the future. It's an American story, and that's why Americans are gonna love it. People are gonna build you up. God, are they going to? Because when you're great and new, we love you. Man, we'll build you into something that doesn't even exist. You're gonna change the fucking world. But you know what? Once they've built you as high as they possibly can, they're gonna tear you back down. It's the most predictable pattern. We build you into something that doesn't exist, and that means you have to try to be that thing. All day, every day. That's how it works. And we do it again, and again, and again. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. You're gonna be attacked, betrayed, exposed, and humiliated. And you'll survive that.
He's been humiliated, all right.
A lot of people can climb that mountain. It's the way down that breaks them. 'Cause that's the moment when you are truly alone. And what will you do then? Can you summon the will to fight on through all the pain and rise again? That will be the defining question of...
This photo, by the way, is an AI photo, because there's no actual photo of Trump praying like that, because there's no record of him ever actually being a man of faith.
Life. And I think you already know the answer. And that's why we're all here. A shoe is just a shoe. Until somebody steps into it, then it has meaning. The rest of us just want a chance to touch that greatness. And we need you in these shoes, not so you have meaning in your life, but so that we have meaning in ours. Everyone will be forgotten as soon as our time here is up. Except for you. You're gonna be remembered forever, because some things are eternal. And your story is gonna make us fight and never give up.
Did you hear the part about Trump giving them meaning? That the supporters don't have meaning unless Trump gives it to them? Oh, gosh, that's brutal. Sitting Republican Congresswoman is posting that about their presidential nominee. How did we get here? Why is this what politics has to be, at least among that movement? And I don't know how to say it. I've said it every which way, but there's nothing heroic about potentially violating the law a bunch of times and then being held legally accountable for it. There's nothing that's making you this fighter for the average Trump voter about that. And it is a testament to the strength of the right-wing media echo chamber that they're able to convince so many millions of Americans that somehow Trump is not only a victim in this moment, but also a fighter for them while he's just dealing with his own legal issues. And I've said it before, but for the sake of these voters, don't you want a candidate that's thinking about you, trying to win you over with policy proposals that are aimed at benefiting your life? But instead, the Trump campaign is so heavily about how he's this big victim and how he needs your support so he can pay for his legal bills. And that's not what politics is supposed to be about. We want candidates who are trying to get elected on a platform that is specifically crafted to make their constituents' lives better. And even though I'm sure some Trump supporters would list off some things that could posture as policy positions of Trump, like closing the border or strong energy policy, obviously when you even dive into those, there's not much substance there. The border isn't open, as they say, and the issues that do exist on the southern border, MAGA Republicans, at the direction of Donald Trump, because he doesn't want Biden to get a win on the border, are obstructing the very legislation to address some of those issues, something that's supported by the Border Patrol Union. And then energy policy, the United States is currently more energy independent than it's ever been. We're producing more energy than any time in American history, and that applies to oil production, more oil than any country in the history of humanity being produced under Joe Biden. So even two of the issues I know they list off a lot, or the economy, we've gone through that discussion so many times of Trump coming into office while the economy was doing well. It was projected to continue doing well. It sort of slowed a little bit by some metrics, and then of course collapsed, not because of Trump, because it was caused by the pandemic, but he exacerbated those problems by mishandling those conditions. And then crime spiked at the end because of, in part, the mishandling of those conditions by Donald Trump. Are they excited about tax policy or something? Trump cutting taxes disproportionately for those at the top of the economic ladder. So on policy, I don't actually think that's what's getting people this pumped about Trump. Let me correct that. I know that's not what's getting people this excited about Trump. It is somehow through Trump and his allies in the media, he has been able to consolidate some other feelings that people clearly already had about things. And we can just, for today's sake, not get into what those feelings are. But then that was consolidated and then directed at one person to sort of be the personality cult leader. And that's what Trump became, because you notice that video isn't talking about the policies that he's going to implement to make their lives better, but instead it's just about how incredible and sort of savior-esque he is. And it's very, very strange. I'll continue to say, before I play this next video, that all I want, even if we still are very divided, all I want is for us to get back to, or get to, maybe we never had this in a pure sense, but get to a conversation in politics that is driven primarily about detailed discussions about policy, okay? If you still don't like the infrastructure law that Biden signed into law, okay, we can have that debate. Or the Inflation Reduction Act. If you have specific issues with the items that are involved in the Inflation Reduction Act, we can have that debate. But these abstract, either constant culture war obsessions or personality cult movements that we're having to facilitate conversations about, it's not great. Here's something that Marjorie Taylor Greene posted that Roseanne Barr, the MAGA comedian, posted, and it's pretty vile stuff.
What happened, Mom? We're at Bergdorf. Are you okay? You look very shook.
No, I'm not okay, because I just had a horrible flashback, a horrible memory. Right now, I realize that 26 years ago, Joe Biden raped me right here in that dressing room in the shoe department where I went in to change my shoes.
Oh my God.
He raped me in here. Joe Biden. He raped me right here in the shoe department at Bergdorf Goodman.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I need to sue. I need to sue.
Yeah. So mocking E. Jean Carroll, and she's pretending like her randomly saying that Joe Biden sexually assaulted her in the Bergdorf Goodman is as strong of an allegation as E. Jean Carroll saying that about Donald Trump, when of course E. Jean Carroll took Donald Trump to court, and in a civil trial in front of a jury, it was determined that Trump was liable for rape. So it's not the same thing, and it's pretty depraved that Marjorie Taylor Greene would bolster that message and that Roseanne Barr would find it funny to mock the experience and victimization of E. Jean Carroll. Here is Marjorie Taylor Greene posting this. She says, "This is how New York is feeling in Joe Biden's America." Team MAGA on the car license plate. And you know, there's this talking point lately that we're hearing more often from MAGA, which is that things are getting so bad in Joe Biden's America that Trump's even gonna win New York State. And that even New York City is gonna side with Donald Trump in this election. Which is absurd, but I don't even think it necessary to dive into a discussion about why that's absurd on its face. Instead, think about the contradiction. Trump is currently saying his trial going on in New York City is something that could not possibly be fair because of how liberal New York City is. And he's also saying that maybe New York City likes him more than Biden. People love Biden so much that no matter what the process requires in being a juror, they're going to convict Trump no matter what. But also people hate Biden so much that they're going to vote for Trump. Let me know what you thought of all that in the comments, and you can become a member to support the work being done and get extra content by clicking the join button below.